Listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to tell you may be the most disturbing and at the same time the most liberating truth you have heard in a very long time. Your worst enemy is not the person who betrayed you years ago. It is not the economic collapse, not your boss, not the government, and not even the cruel hand of fate. Your worst enemy, the most ruthless and merciless saboteur you will ever face in your entire existence, lives with you every single hour of every single day. It sleeps in your bed. It wakes up with you. And from the very first moment you open your eyes in the morning to the very last moment you try to find rest at night, it whispers without stopping directly into your ear. Your worst enemy lives precisely between your two ears. Think about that for one full second. You think you know what holds you back. You blame circumstances. You blame timing. You blame other people. But Carl Jung spent decades inside the most terrifying territory a human being can enter, his own unconscious mind, and what he discovered should have changed civilization. The voice inside your head is not neutral. It is not your friend. It has been running a quiet war against you since childhood, using your own memories, your own fears, and your own past wounds as ammunition. And you have been losing that war without even realizing there was a battle. Carl Jung left behind a series of deeply personal writings, pages that perhaps were never meant to be published, illuminating the darkest corners of his mind. In those pages, we do not find a man merely constructing theories. We find a man issuing commands to his own psyche, confronting his own shadow, rewriting his inner script against the chaos surrounding him. He had every reason to be consumed by anxiety and rage, and yet he became a symbol of clarity and wisdom. How? By radically transforming the way he spoke to himself. And today, you are going to learn to do exactly the same. I am not offering you a comfortable theory. I am handing you a war system. The logic is ruthless and simple. If for just 4 days you speak to yourself with the same unshakable clarity found in the deepest philosophy of Carl Jung, the physical architecture of your brain will begin to shift. You will reprogram your responses to stress. You will stop being a victim of your emotions and start becoming the sovereign of your own fate. But for this to work, you must be willing to challenge every single thought that rises inside your mind. Before we take the first step, I need a real commitment from you. If you consume this passively, it will accomplish nothing. I want you to declare your intention to this community right now. Go to the comments, stop the video if you have to, and type this. 11. The control of my inner voice belongs to me alone. Do it. Let that be the seal on this agreement. By writing those words, you are telling your own unconscious that the old way of breathing is finished and the transformation has already begun. Done? Good. Now get ready, because we are entering the deepest rooms of the mind. The first principle, the tyranny of judgment. Imagine for a moment that you are walking down the street and a sudden downpour hits. You have no umbrella. You are cold. In that instant, your mind fires a thought. This is awful. What a disaster. My entire day is ruined. Why does everything always find me? You feel the anger climbing up from your chest, your shoulders tightening, your mood collapsing into darkness. Now picture someone else on that same street, under that same rain. They feel the same cold water, but the thought passing through their mind is this: it's raining, it's just water. I'll dry off when I get home. They continue walking calmly. Maybe they even enjoy the moment. What is the difference? The event is completely identical. The physical reality is exactly the same for both people. The only thing that transforms the experience into either a living hell or a simple walk is that one variable: the judgment. The label your mind pastes onto what happens. This is the most fundamental lesson you must engrave into your mind over these next 4 days. The things that disturb you are not the events themselves. They are your interpretations of those events. Your mind is a machine that never stops printing labels. Everything you see gets instantly sorted: good or bad, fair or unfair, pleasurable or painful. And your suffering is born precisely at the spot where that label is applied. When you tell yourself something is unbearable, your body genuinely responds as if it were. Cortisol floods your system. Your heart rate climbs. You prepare for a threat that exists nowhere except inside your own interpretation. Pain is unavoidable, but suffering is a choice. When your manager points out a mistake, your first instinct will be, "They hate me. I am worthless. They are going to fire me." Stop right there. That is a judgment, not a fact. The fact is, my manager pointed out an error in my work. Full stop. Reality ends exactly there. And your personal horror film begins. Speak to yourself with clinical neutrality. Do not say, "This person insulted me viciously." Say, "This person produced some sounds with their mouth that I did not appreciate." When you do that, you strip external events of their power to wound you. No one can make you feel worthless or furious without your silent permission. When you feel your blood rising or anxiety tightening around your throat, repeat these words: "This event is neither good nor bad. It is simply an event. Only I decide how it affects me. I am erasing the judgment. I am erasing the damage." Repeat it until you believe it. Slowly, you will notice a free space opening between what happens to you and how you respond. Your power as a human being lives in that small gap. Cut the strings. Stop being a puppet of circumstance. The second principle, the dichotomy of control. Look at yourself honestly. By the end of the day, examine your mental energy level. You are exhausted, not because you carried boulders or ran a marathon. You are exhausted because you have spent your entire existence trying to control things that are fundamentally beyond your reach. Whether it rains, what that person thinks of you, whether the economy collapses, whether your partner appreciates the gift you chose. You carry the weight of a universe that does not belong to you. Anxiety, at its core, is a calculation error. It is the agonizing gap between how you want the world to be and how the world actually is. And this is exactly where the sharpest instrument Jung himself examined with tremendous depth cuts through the noise: the dichotomy of control. Understand this with crystal clarity. There are two categories of things in life: things that depend on you and things that do not. What depends on you? Your thoughts, your actions, your intentions, your values, your effort, your character. You are the absolute ruler of that territory. What does not depend on you? Everything else. Your reputation, the weather, the traffic, and most critically, the actions and thoughts of other people. The problem is that you have invested your happiness in that second category. You have gambled your mental peace on things you cannot govern. This is like staking your entire existence on a lottery ticket, a bet you are guaranteed to lose. Think of yourself as a traditional archer. Everything before you release the arrow is entirely within your power. The quality of the bow, your posture, your breath, your focus. Pour every ounce of energy into exactly that. But the instant the arrow leaves the bow, it no longer belongs to you. An unexpected wind can redirect it. If you condition success only on hitting the mark, you will live in permanent fear. But if you define success as releasing the most precise shot you are capable of, you become undefeatable, because that is always within your hands. During these 4 days, every time anxiety reaches for you, interrogate that thought mercilessly. Ask, is this completely within my control? If the answer is no, release it immediately. This is not irresponsibility. It is protecting your mental health. Speak to yourself with firm authority. 444. I release what is not mine to carry. The rest is noise. Feel the enormous weight lifting from your shoulders. You are surrendering the exhausting attempt to manipulate the universe. You are focusing exclusively on your own absolute domain, your own will. The moment you stop trying to control the outside, you gain complete mastery over the inside. And that is what real freedom actually feels like. The third principle, the sanctuary of the present moment. Your mind is a disaster-addicted time traveler. Right now, your body is probably sitting somewhere relatively safe, breathing, with your basic needs met. But your mind is nowhere near here. It is wandering through a hypothetical future that fills you with dread. Or it is digging through the ashes of a past that reopens wounds every single day. You are paying the interest today on a debt you have not even taken out yet. Anxiety is nothing more than a disease of the imagination. Your brain projecting an endless horror film about terrible things that might happen. How many sleepless nights have you spent agonizing over something that turned out to be far less catastrophic than you feared? Or worse, the thing you dreaded never happened at all. You suffered for nothing. You gave your peace away to a ghost. The universal truth Carl Jung recognized at the deepest level is that time consists only of the present moment. The past is already dead. You cannot reach it. You cannot alter it. It is ash. The future is smoke, formless and distant. The only reality you actually possess is this precise microsecond. And the liberating secret is this: the present moment is always survivable. Do not ask how you will endure the rest of the year. Ask yourself, can I survive exactly this 1 minute? The answer is always yes. No one is crushed solely by the weight of the present. We collapse when we try to carry the present and the entire imagined future simultaneously. Every time your mind races forward to manufacture fear, pull it back with both force and compassion. Tell your mind, 333, my unconscious no longer runs my life in the shadows. We are not there, we are here. When uncertainty begins to suffocate you, repeat, I only need to endure this precise moment. The past is dead, and the future does not exist yet. Repeat it like a prayer. Feel that suffocating sensation dissolve. When you reduce life to only the present moment, the enormous monsters of anxiety shrink into small, manageable tasks. If you learn to live in waterproof compartments, one day, even 1 hour at a time, you become indestructible. The fourth principle, immunity to the opinions of others. This is one of the most absurd and tragic contradictions of the human condition. We love ourselves more than anyone else, yet we assign far more weight to the opinions of others than to our own. We live inside a prison built entirely from bricks of what will people think. You spend hours selecting your clothes, carefully measuring your words, and modifying your behavior, not because you genuinely want to, but because you are terrified that a stranger you may not even respect might think something unfavorable about you. Carl Jung saw the human habit of hiding behind a social mask, the persona, and forgetting the authentic self beneath it as the greatest loss a person could suffer. If you truly knew the people whose approval you seek, their flaws, their insecurities, their distorted judgments, would you still crave their validation? Almost certainly not. And yet you hand them the keys to your self-worth. You give them the power to elevate you with a single compliment or destroy you with a single criticism. You have become a beggar for attention. Real freedom, the kind no one can ever strip from you, begins the day you decide that your own assessment of yourself is the only one that truly matters. If you know you did the right thing, if you acted with justice, courage, and integrity, what does it mean if the world boos you? Those boos describe them, not you. Imagine you are a musician who performed a flawless piece. The audience understands nothing about music and hisses at you. Should you feel diminished? No. Their ignorance does not alter the quality of your work. During these 4 days, practice selective indifference. Remember that people think about you far less than you imagine. Everyone is too consumed by their own inner noise to sustain attention on you. Repeat this with absolute conviction. 520. I have chosen myself. No apology, no explanation. When you say that, you reclaim your power. You stop being an actor waiting for applause and become the director of your own story. At the end of the day, when your head rests on the pillow, you will be alone with yourself. Make sure the person you are lying beside is someone you genuinely respect. The fifth principle, strategic empathy. We live in a world populated by difficult people. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A colleague takes credit for your work. A server treats you with contempt. Your first instinct is rage. You want to retaliate. And in that very second, hand them your power on a silver platter. Anger is a punishment you inflict on yourself for a mistake someone else made. They commit the error, but you swallow the poison. Your heart pounds. Your entire day is destroyed, while they continue with their lives completely unburdened. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow offers a remarkable instrument here, strategic empathy. This is not turning the other cheek. This is understanding the dark side of human nature so thoroughly that you can protect your own mind from it. The cruelty and arrogance of others are not the acts of film villains. They are the acts of people imprisoned by their own unconscious wounds. If someone on the street with a severe cold coughed in your face, would you scream at them in fury? No. You would understand they are ill. In exactly the same way, when someone treats you with cruelty, their character is sick. They behave poorly because they do not know how to behave better. Seeing them as unwell rather than as enemies changes everything. You shift from rage to compassion. And compassion does not wound you, but rage burns your soul. When someone insults you, do not think they are attacking me. Think, what kind of internal hell must this person be living through to feel the need to pour this much poison outward? In one instant, you transform from victim into a wise observer who sees everything from elevation. Repeat this and feel an invisible shield forming around you. 777. Fate is no longer something that happens to me. I happen to fate. Insults bounce off and return. That toxic energy cannot penetrate your armor. Allow no one to drag you into their mud. You belong at the summit. Leave them below, fighting their private wars. The sixth principle, the courage of radical honesty. Look in the mirror, not the quick glance before leaving the house. I mean looking directly into your own eyes, into the deepest layers of your soul, and asking, who am I trying to deceive? The most dangerous lie you tell is not the one you tell your manager when you are late. The most destructive lie is the sweet one you whisper to yourself every single day, to protect your ego, to avoid guilt, to justify why you are not yet where you know you should be. You tell yourself you have no time for exercise. The real truth? It simply is not a priority, and you prefer watching another episode. You tell yourself your relationship is complicated. The real truth? You are terrified of being alone, and you tolerate the intolerable purely because of that fear. You tell yourself you will start tomorrow. The real truth? You are afraid of failing today. Those comfortable lies are the bricks with which you construct the walls of your own prison. As long as you keep purchasing the excuses you manufacture for yourself, you will never climb out of the pit you are standing in. Carl Jung believed that a person must confront their own shadow and practice radical honesty. Truth has never genuinely harmed anyone. What causes harm is the resistance you show to accepting it. You must be capable of operating on your own life without anesthesia. If there is a tumor, you cannot apply a bandage and call it a scratch. You must open the wound, face the ugliness directly, and allow it to heal properly. When you fail, do not search for someone outside yourself to blame. Do not say, "There was traffic." Say, "I left the house too late." By taking full ownership through pure reality, you reclaim your own power. If traffic is to blame, there is nothing you can do. But if you are to blame for leaving late, you can fix it tomorrow. Truth empowers you. Lies make you a permanent victim. Every time you feel the temptation to soften reality, stop in that exact second. Feel the discomfort of that truth and let it out. Repeat this and feel yourself becoming unbreakable. 888. I am not who I was, and I will never go back. The seventh principle: the obstacle is the path. Life will strike you with merciless force. This is not a possibility. This is a guaranteed certainty. Plans you trusted completely will collapse in the final second. People you believed in deeply will disappoint you. You will pour your effort into projects that yield nothing. And in the face of all of it, you have exactly two choices. You can weep, kick the ground, and cry, "Why always me?" Or you can apply what Carl Jung called the alchemy of the soul, transforming the crushing weight of difficulty into the priceless gold of opportunity. Most people see problems as impenetrable walls. They stop, turn back, and wait for someone else to demolish the obstacle for them. But the mind that has reached genuine depth sees that wall and thinks, "Magnificent. This wall is my opportunity to learn how to climb. This wall will make me far more powerful than I was before." The obstacle you are facing is not blocking your path. The obstacle is the path itself. Imagine a massive fire. Throw a small branch and it consumes it instantly. But hurl an enormous log. At first it appears it will smother the flames. Very quickly the fire wraps itself around that log and becomes an even greater blaze. The fire grows larger, hotter, brighter, precisely because of the enormous thing that tried to extinguish it. You must be that fire. Everything life throws at you must become your fuel. Lost your job? That is fuel to finally launch the business you always wanted to build. Did your partner leave? Fuel for rediscovering yourself and learning to stand alone like a mountain. No matter how frightening it appears, no situation exists that does not contain the seed of a significant advantage, as long as you have the courage to search for it. During these 4 days, Complaint is strictly forbidden. When you encounter an obstacle, ban the words, "I cannot." Replace them with, "How can I turn this to my advantage?" Roar this inside yourself whenever you feel paralyzed. 11. The control of my inner voice belongs to me alone. Feel your energy transform in an instant, from passivity into forward momentum. The world belongs to those who can take chaos and forge order from it. The obstacle is the path. Walk it. The 8th principle: love your fate. Merely enduring your fate is not sufficient. Gritting your teeth and submitting with clenched resignation, that is for the weak. The supreme destination is to love your fate, to embrace what happens with your whole heart, to desire exactly what is occurring, without wishing to change a single detail. This may sound irrational. How can I love a flat tire? How can I love an illness? Listen carefully. You are not loving the event itself. You are loving the truth that this event is a piece of the great and mysterious script of your life, and trusting that it is absolutely necessary for your personal evolution. Nietzsche, a thinker Carl Jung held in deep reverence, described the formula for the greatest magnificence a human being can attain. Love your fate. Desire nothing to be different, not in the future, not in the past, not through eternity. Not merely to endure the necessary, but to love it with profound passion. There is an ancient metaphor: a dog tied with a rope to a moving cart. The cart moves forward without stopping. The dog has two options: walk at the same pace, taking in the scenery with dignity, or resist with every ounce of strength, plant its paws into the ground, and be dragged by its neck. Both arrive at exactly the same destination, but one arrives with honor and peace. The other arrives torn and broken. When you resist reality, you suffer. When you argue with something that has already occurred, you lose 100% of the time. You say, "This should not have happened," but it did. Your resistance changes nothing about the past. It only poisons your present. Loving your fate means trusting that life knows what it is doing, even when you cannot see the full picture. Perhaps the catastrophe you are experiencing today is saving you from a far greater destruction tomorrow. Practice this during these 4 days. When unexpected rain ruins your plans, do not curse it. Say, "Perfect, I needed the rest, and I have always loved the sound of rain." Transform every difficult moment through your own will. Repeat this until a genuine smile rises from somewhere deep inside you. Even in the middle of chaos. 520. I have chosen myself. No apology, no explanation. If you love everything that happens to you, no one in the world can steal your happiness. Embrace your life in all its colors, both the light and the dark. This is the only life you have, and exactly as it is complete. The final principle, the inner citadel. This world is loud, chaotic, and frequently hostile. Economic storms erupt. The workplace generates relentless pressure. There is a continuous bombardment of information designed to hold your attention hostage. Sometimes you feel there is nowhere to hide. You feel that noise seeping in through every crack, drowning you. You flee to a distant place, searching for peace. But even there, the problems find you, because you carry them inside your own mind. Carl Jung, in the midst of the world's most devastating conflicts, made a foundational discovery during his shattering journeys inward. You cannot escape the world and find rest in a distant retreat. What a human being needs is a portable peace, something they can carry with them even into the most violent battlefields. And he discovered that the only genuine refuge, that inviolable sacred sanctuary, exists solely within the self. Think of your mind as a magnificent medieval fortress. High and impenetrable walls, formidable towers, a solid drawbridge. Outside those walls, there may be a bloody battle raging, flames consuming everything, storms swallowing the world. But inside those walls, in the innermost courtyard of the citadel, absolute and unshakable silence reigns. There are peaceful gardens within, security, tranquility. Nothing that occurs outside can ever enter as long as you do not lower that drawbridge with your own hands. Your greatest problem is that you have been living with the drawbridge permanently lowered. You allow the most careless comment from anyone to enter your sacred sanctuary and burn everything to the ground. You allow your manager's poisonous mood to freely roam your inner gardens and crush the rare flowers you have carefully cultivated. You have forgotten that the only guard standing at the gate of that citadel is yourself. They may assault your physical body. They may attack your reputation. They may strip away your possessions. But as long as you do not grant permission, no one, absolutely no one, can ever touch your mind, your judgments, or your inner peace. At your own center, you are completely untouchable. That is the highest peak freedom can ever reach. You can be in the most infuriating traffic. You can be sitting in the most nerve-shredding meeting. You can be standing in the center of a raging argument, and in a single second, you can retreat to your inner citadel. Close your eyes for one moment. Draw one deep breath. Find that point of unshakable stillness. Remember who you actually are, and then return to the external chaos without being contaminated by it, completely renewed and serene. During these 4 days, whenever the pressure from outside becomes overwhelming, say, "I am withdrawing to the citadel." Go inward. Beneath all the anxious chatter, find the deep silence that has always been there. That silence is your most fundamental nature. You do not need an expensive flight to somewhere distant to find peace. Peace is not a location on a map. It is entirely a state of mind. If you cannot find it within yourself, you will not find it anywhere in the world. Speak this as your final declaration and feel the enormous power rising inside you. 888. I am not who I was, and I will never go back. You have reached the end, but in truth, this is only the beginning. Everything you have heard here is not a collection of decorative words for social media captions. These are real instruments of war, These are the weapons that the greatest human beings in history used to conquer the only thing truly worth conquering, their own minds. I gave you 10 principles, 10 philosophical keys to break open the rusted shackles of your own psyche. But if you take this knowledge and do not act on it, knowing it is utterly worthless. Knowledge that never becomes action is nothing more than cheap entertainment. Here is the challenge I am placing before you. 4 days, 96 hours. Watch your mind with the sharp eyes of a hawk. When that negative voice appears, crush it immediately with one of these principles. When anxiety knocks, do not open the door. When laziness invites you back into comfort, remind it that you will one day die, and that day may be closer than you believe. Neuroscience confirms that the brain is plastic. It physically changes according to how you use it. If you repeat these truths to yourself for 4 days, you will begin carving entirely new neural pathways. What feels like enormous effort today will become a natural reflex tomorrow, and the day after, your unshakable character. And your character, my friend, is your actual destiny. You are no longer the person who started watching this video. You now have the instruments. The only question remaining is this: do you possess the courage to use them? I want to see who the real warriors of this community are. If you accept this challenge, if you are ready to commit to being the sole sovereign of your own mind for the next 4 days, leave one final comment below. Type this: 777. Fate is no longer something that happens to me. I happen to fate. Let that comment be the seal of the unbreakable contract you have just signed with yourself. Read it, believe it with everything you are, and live it. This is not the end of the video. This is the first breath of the person you are becoming. The door is open. Step through it. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when conditions are perfect. This moment, the only one you will ever truly have, is enough. Use it.